Let me give you a little rundown real quick. We have 2 5-quart pots that we will split everything up evenly in. We are using 2.5 pounds of split peas. We're gonna use some chicken stock, some chicken broth as our liquid. We might top it off with water if needed. We have roughly 8 to 9 pounds of smoked ham, finely diced up in a little tiny like sub-1/4-inch squares. We're gonna be using a wired heat thermometer just to keep track of what our ambient temperature is. We're gonna be using one of my favorite woods to smoke with, pecan, just as we did with our smoked ham. And just as before, we are gonna do it on our 22-inch Weber kettle system. For our heat source today, we're gonna be using B&B charcoal briquettes. I love these briquettes. They are nice and consistent. So we are gonna do a 2x1 stack of briquettes in a snake formation going around the inner part of the kettle. This will give us a low, slow, consistent burn throughout the duration of the cook today. Let's get to setting it up right now. Oh yeah. All right, move our lid. Take our grill grate off. And let's start our snake. We're gonna need a lot more coals in this, but this is just for now. Put all these aside. And I like to do, we're gonna put some lit coals right here. So I'm gonna start my stack right here. And I like to do a 2x1. And I stack them up vertical as best as I can. Always put the first one, it's best to put the first row towards the outer part. It just stacks better when you do that, and then you kind of fit in your other pieces. We want them to get, and what's really cool about B&B, I've talked about this before in previous videos, but I'll show you, is because they don't have a pillow shape to them, they're more of a boxy square shape, they fit better like next to each other, I find. And why that is important is because we want it to transfer the heat from one briquette to the other briquette as easily as possible. To be honest, we have too many. I'm gonna take some of these away. We don't need this many. I don't wanna get this too hot, but I also don't wanna kill the fire too much to where it starts killing the coals. So if you have too many coals in there, you're just gonna get too much heat from the get-go, and we don't necessarily need that.